All right, I think we're in this time. Uh, Somehow or another, my phone had connected back to the router, so it was really garbled, and I wasn't getting anything in the way of audio. So it looks like we're actually in better shape now. So the good thing was I don't think anybody had joined at that time, so that was good. I am going to go through a few things here. I got a little notification, actually, an email from somebody today saying, "Hey, the little birdie's out there running his mouth again." So normally I just ignore that stuff, but he was trying to make it pointed at me. I want to make it clear to him, okay, through you, that I'm not worried about what he does. Whatever in the hell he thinks he can do, go for it. Have fun. Hey, Silent, how you doing, buddy? Are you seeing it better? Is everything a little bit better this time around? All right. So getting ready to get off work and hang out with the kids. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm going to move around a little bit because I got a couple of things that I was going to do for this one. So I had some things that I moved. Actually, I'm going to move this over here. Excuse me. And I think I'll wait on that one. Let me go down here. Um, so I want to show everyone exactly why I'm not worried about Ken. This is him. That sample sheet right there, I'm going to turn us down. That sample sheet right there is a 0.45 gain screen. Sample 0.45. Okay. Just 0.45. Now I'm going to show a gain scale here in a minute, but you see he's going to screw up. And he's going to go in. Now I'm going to say something here that no romantic partner has ever said to him. He went in too deep. But you could see there he went in and then he pulls out. But what's important to really notice here, that's 0.45. 0.45 gain. His is at least half or less of that, right? So I'm going to show you on the gain scale here. So we'll pull this in if you guys can see this. We got roughly I've got from point 0.2, which I've got Ken's name by, all the way up to 1.5, with the most common of your gains being from point 0.8 to 1.4. That's the most common sales out there around screen gains. Now, Partey usually sits somewhere in that 80-90 range. I can't really get up to these levels because I don't have microstructures yet. Going to show you something on that in just a few. But as we get into that, we can start to move into at least some of these higher gains. I probably won't ever get anything above 1.4, but may be able to get up to 1.2, 1.4 with our products. But that 0.45 sample is right there. So you can see that's way under the typical. Now you have some screens that are 0.6, but they don't sell as many of those. As a matter of fact, I saw one not too long ago that was $399 for a sawtooth screen, 100-inch, and it was a point 0.5 gain, and it had a lot of bad reviews on it because folks who were using it saying it was dim. That's going to eat up half of your projector overhead, right? So if you look here, that 0.45 sample set right in the middle there, and then look where Ken sits. So Ken is sitting at the very bottom of the gain scale. And then on top of that, he was showing you a 44-inch image. Now, to put that in perspective for some people, because some folks think that 50-inch image is half of a 100-inch screen. Not true, right? Most of you guys know that, but just for knowledge, for those who don't, a 100-inch screen would comprise four 50-inch screens. And he's showing you about this right here. 44 inches is what he was showing. And that's about the biggest that he's been showing out there. So if I had 1,000 lumens on Sirius C over here on just a 44 inch, it wouldn't be much to it, right? I mean, that's real simple stuff to do. So let me get us back here. Now I'm using the Dingbei Mars, and I mentioned this last time, I think, but it's not a Mars Pro. It's the Mars, the 1080p version. But it's doing a stellar job on Sirius C here. 2100 ISO lumens, which equates to probably, peak lumens about 2400 ANSI. Still, we're under 3000 lumens, probably pushing somewhere in the ballpark of about 2000 lumens right now. And Sirius C is looking pretty sharp. Now I can go back over here, and this is Vega Plus in the Gobbledygook lineup. And let's get something on here. I think I had that one from him. So you can see, even in all this light in here, that gray screen, the gray is not obsolete. And I don't have the colors oversaturated or anything like that. You can see that. You can go back and forth. Now, on top of that, he keeps talking about how great it is. Now, I wet this. You can kind of see on the table here. If I get it maybe on the light where you can see that it's still wet, still got stuff on here. So I froze this in a block of ice, smacked it with a big ball peen hammer, and you can see I'm still getting an image right from rear projection. And this thing, I actually did this. I talked to Silent. You probably remember. I'd sent out a text to you saying, "Hey, I'm going to try that dip thing that Phantom had brought up," and that was dipped. But I laid it on an old rocking chair that I was throwing away, and so you can see a few striations in there where it picked up the paint back from that. But total rear projection on a piece of fabric. I don't sell fabric. Will never sell fabric. It's just my thing, right? I demand a little more out of my products than just what I'm generally going to get with any kind of cloth or fabric type product. Not knocking it. If people like it, people like it. But for me, it's always going to be more muted than the actual product on a flat screen. Just is. But to help Ken, I figured I would do this. Let's put his Phantom, which is also, as he says, the Spartan up there, and see what you got. So the question is, why the hell would I ever be worried about him trying to make my product? Please do. Please try. Go out there and do it. And if you want to play with the copyrights, Mr. Bird, knock yourself out. Actually, I'm sorry. I wasn't even going to direct that to you. But just for you folks out there, if he wants to play around with those, let him knock himself out. He'll get the biting end of the teeth. But the pride of Allentown is too busy hoofing it to the horse every day, armed with nothing but a mouthful of lies and a bag of Cheez-Its, trying to run his campaign about let's get physical. I could care less about any of that stuff. Good luck to him. And the last thing I'm going to just do here as a show, so we cover a lot of territory in just a bit of time here, but this is a cast panel, lenticular panel, that we will be using as our UST as we move forward. Now, I won't be able to sell this. You can see does a fine job here. I won't be able to sell that online right off the bat. Look how it covers up that. You don't get any of the glare. But I'm not going to be able to sell them online initially because it's going to be so much to ship those screens. It would be somewhere between $70 to $120 according to where I was shipping. So I won't be able to do it right off the bat. And really, I'd like to test those more with our wholesale installers first, just to make sure we don't have any issues that come up over time, because this will be newly created. They're really interested in it. I'm kind of going out with the disclaimer that we haven't had it in production for long, so let's just kind of see what happens there. And I'll set up a small reserve fund just in case I need to do any kind of paybacks. But I don't expect that. I've never had that happen, and I don't expect it now. But you always got to plan for the worst. All right, so let me see what we've got here. All right, so we're seeing, I saw Ken's little rant. Yep, some of it. Everybody's doing fine, I think. I'm just going to have to, my next buyer, get his stupid crap and do the dang thing up Series C. Is that soft screen for UST? Yeah, that panel right there it's lenticular. It's not sawtooth. It's got a lenticular cast structure on it. You can't hardly pick it up. That's Vega that's on here now. So the Vega that you have is actually what's painted on here. And you can see, it does an awfully fine job up against them. That's up against Vega Plus, so you can see it's a little brighter. But even in this light, and it's kind of transparent. You can see a little bit of light come through it. We'll probably paint the back of these screens once they're cast. But yeah, so we're one step closer to a UST structured screen as opposed to just, UST coding. I remember us talking for a long time about casting a screen like that. Awesome to see the start of it here. I appreciate that, man. It's been a long labor of love and still not there yet. I can get the sheets in full size. So what I'm trying to understand is it going to be better, more cost efficient for us to make the sheets or to just buy the lenticular sheets at the size that we need and then have pockets sewn into them? If we can do that, then that would be great. If it's just a matter of which is going to be more cost efficient. I would really rather just buy them and code them. And now that I know the micron, this is actually just a smaller micron than what I would want. This is basically 100 lines per inch. I would probably want something more like 40 lines per inch. That way you can really make it hum. And what I want to do is be able to take something like this and turn it into a Series C for a UST. And I think that would be, something that would work out really nice. But I just wanted really, nothing too long, too loud, too proud. I really just wanted to come out and say, I don't get all that stuff. And I'm going to throw this out there for Crow too. Let me get to this. I don't get all the crap that he's talking right now. If you think about it, it makes absolutely no sense. He's saying he's going to reverse engineer our stuff. Why don't you just try outselling us with what you have? I mean, why isn't that an option? Why isn't that working? And we know why, right? We know why. Because it's never going to happen for him. I mean, he tries to state that, he's not going anywhere. Well, he's not going anywhere because YouTube's free. Let's just be honest about that. YouTube's free, so he can come out, and now he's running the broke ass fitness channel, trying to walk around Allentown everywhere. And you would think that he would choose some of the places that didn't look so damn ghetto. I'm going to go here though, but I want to do this for Crow because I've heard that bullshit from him for a long time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there from here. Hold on just a second. Maybe. It's not showing me pictures. But anyway, I'll probably do it next time. But I had a couple of the screenshots from his own screen, his own little monitor there, where you can tell a major difference between, well, I say major. You can tell a pretty big difference between the Cinemax and that 773 that he's went on and just tried to beat the hell out of Crow with. But the truth is that when you get into lighter screens, if I've learned anything in this business, it's all about subtlety. and lighter screens. And darker screens, it's really more about, can you hold the brightness? And then it can get into, I guess, some subtle refinements. But really with gray screens, especially light gray screens, those little refinements make or break a product for someone. That's the reason I always felt like, Crow being willing to help customize that for folks is always kind of a cool deal. Because I don't have the time for that. I really don't. I don't think I ever will. But I thought it was always cool that he did. That there was somebody out there to provide that service, that kind of service for folks. Um, but you can see, I mean, this is, all of our lights on. It's 1,000 lumens per light up there. And is exactly how great the Spartan, aka the Phantom, is pulling it off. Yet I'm supposed to be terrified of him. I mean, this looks, if you watch Brother Derek's stuff out there, this looks like what he's had on his screen. It looks like what Silence had on his screen. It looks like what Crow's had on his screen. It's the same garbage. And that's exactly what it is. And you can see the 0.45 screen looked like it was a 1.4 screen by comparison to his on the video I showed earlier. It was just that much brighter. Yet I'm supposed to once again be terrified. Just like Crow, I should be terrified, right? It's not going to happen. So, viva la worst, as I've always said. I hope he tries to reverse engineer it. That's going to be funny. Going to be very funny to watch him do it. So, hey. I hope you guys, I didn't get a chance to come on over Memorial Day weekend. I've been busy down at the pool trying to we've got a building down there. Actually, kind of funny there because I'm gonna drill that in. Mr. Tiny Home was, he had these mad construction skills, but you never saw him get past the tinfoil on the walls. Now he's just got white sheets up on the walls. But what I'm building is going to be 24 by 16, and it will have concert lighting, style lighting, as well as LED lighting, a bar, a pool table, karaoke station. Going to have a lot of stuff out there to have some fun with over the summer. We're going to do quite a few videos from there. So I'm really looking forward to it. But I've had to be out there humping it just to make sure that I get it built before summer gets here hard and heavy. So I probably got about 2 more weeks of build, and I won't be able to get it painted really fast. I may have to wait till fall, but we'll see. Otherwise, everything else is going really good, and I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. If anybody out there served, thank you first for your service, but also I hope that you at least had some good time with your family while it was all going on. And then I'm going to close with this stuff. Here's another embarrassment for him. He constantly talks about how styrofoam doesn't have, look at all that texture. This is smooth. You get the green stuff, it's smooth, in his demonstrations. But it's not. It's a piece of turd. And then he likes to talk about his physical screens. I want you to look at this. That is a 4x8 sheet of PVC acrylic, clear PVC. And there's my new puppy, by the way, guys. He's getting a little bigger now. His name's Kip. This one's Casey. But anyway, that's $18. I can get them all day long, $18 a piece. So that does not make, though, a physical screen. It does not have a frame around it. It does not have, and you're going to have to try to do something to make sure that it'll lay flat. I'd actually purchased that to use. I was going to make a stand at my oldest son's wedding that we would be able to use as a display. The place that they chose, we ended up not having room to do it. So I've still got the piece here. But $18, you could make these all day long. Again, the problem is that you're trying to ship something. Let's say you sold it for, $200. You wouldn't want to put a price tag any bigger than that. I wouldn't anyway. I remember at one time he was trying to sell them for around $700, which is asinine. But if I was to sell it for $200, about $70 of that's going to be shipping. So, is it doable? Yeah. Is it possible that we'll do it? I've got it out on the website as a possibility, but I still haven't made up my mind on what we're going to do for that. So we shall see. But hopefully, I'm going to get off here. I'm not one who likes to make extremely long videos, but if there's something that you guys, any questions that you guys have, I'll hang out for just a second to see if anybody's got anything, and then we'll close this out. But I wanted to make sure that he sees I don't give a damn what he does. It won't matter. The fact that he thinks he can still impact Partey is hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious. As a matter of fact, I was telling Kelly right before she left, she went to go have dinner with one of her girlfriends. And I was telling her about the video that somebody had notified me of. I pulled it up and showed her just a piece of it. And she was laughing. That's how much we care. It's hilarious to think that the broke ass channel who can't even afford to buy soda is going to put me into ruin. Crush me. Come on, man, crush me. All right. Well, I don't see any additional chats, so I am going to get off here, and we will check you guys next time. All right. Take care.